Hey everyone, and it's been a while, but welcome back to another hobby blog. So, as you can see, I have something completely new on the table. And no, they're not Sides of the Emperor. Just to get that out the way. So, what you guys haven't known behind the scenes is I've just been kind of dissatisfied with my whatever the hell I was calling my chapter, my Astral Drakes. I think that's what I called them last. I just wasn't satisfied, you know? I love the color scheme. I thought I came up with a great fucking color scheme that I nailed. But their lore, I just could not figure out how to fucking write them. You know, like, I could not figure out how to write them well. So, yeah. I eventually came to the hard decision that it was time to move on and start something new. And these guys came to me. So, this new chapter are called the Heralds of Armageddon. No relation to the planet. So, the whole thing with these guys is they are Ultramarine successors. And around M35 or M36, it was maybe within a century after the Reign of Blood. Now, these guys were your standard Space Marine chapter. They did not worship the Emperor as a god. And then, they witnessed, key members of the chapter witnessed the awakening of an Imperial Saint. And with it came a vision. And this vision showed nothing but death and destruction for the chapter and the Imperium. But it also brought with it salvation through worship. So, they started worshiping the Emperor as a god. And over the years, they had become more and more religiously zealous. So, I don't have a lot of lore on them right now, just the basic bits. Right now I have a cat on my lap, if you guys want to see. She's nosy. But yeah, I really like how these guys come out. This is a tactical squad in Primaris scale. Sorry, I had to put the cat down. She is a handful. So, let's go over a couple things I do with these guys. So, as you can see, they have candles on them. So, I decided when I first came up with this idea, I was already thinking of using religious iconography and imagery like candles. And somebody else said this to me, that with the idea I've come up with, the idea has so much potential, I can't really justify having a single Marine be unmodified. And they're right. They're right. I can't justify having just regular-ass Primaris Marines for this chapter. I have to make them stand out. So the bare minimum they all get is these candles. Now, the candles are a Grey Tide Studio print. I can't remember who I bought it from. But all the melted wax around it is actually all milliput. I actually sculpted all that. On every single one, the piles of melted wax at the base are all milliput. I also decided all these guys are going to have extra purity seals. Because religious zealotry and all that. This guy's got 4. So, go over some of the choices I made with this chapter. So, with this squad in particular, I bought Deathwatch Veterans Kit. And I use a bunch of helmets and shoulder pads and guns and pouches and stuff from them. I also use stuff from the Phobos kill team in this squad as well. But this helmet here and this shoulder pad are from the Deathwatch Veterans Kit. I have I don't have a chapter badge for them right now. I'll explain in another video why. But like this bolt gun here is actually from the Phobos kill team. This melee weapon is from the Horus Heresy melee weapons upgrade kit. This guy's meant to be like a second in command. That's just a close combat weapon, but I wanted something to make him stand out a little more. For the tactical squad, though, they have a flamer, which I got that limited edition Infernus Marine Sergeant, and used him for it. The helmets here, this helmet is actually from Pop Goes the Monkey. They have a Gen, I think it's just labeled the Gen 7 helmet. I bought like 10 of those. And I think I used 3 in this squad. Maybe 2. I mean, either way, I still got a bunch more. For the heavy weapon, found a use for one of the Desolation Marines. This pistol is also from the Horus Heresy melee weapon upgrades kit. I don't know, I just thought like the old school bolter would work better for this guy, and I was correct. Let's take a look at this guy. This is one of the Death Watch veteran bolt guns. Really like these bolt guns. Also, because Death Watch veterans, you'll notice the sergeant here is a Death Watch veteran, and so is this guy. And again, that's a Death Watch veteran bolt gun. So for the color scheme on these guys, as you can see, I kind of went with an Emperor's Spear-like color scheme. Oh, another big thing with this squad is this is an Apothecary trainee. This is a Helix adept. Might call it something different. But this arm is actually from the Phobos kill team. Same thing as that little surgeon's kit. Whole thing is that this is, I think I talked about this idea in another video for Astral Drakes, but the whole thing with them is the first tactical squad of each company is treated almost like a veteran squad. They're not really veterans, but these are the guys who are considered the best of the company. They get the best weapons, they get sent on the most dangerous missions, etc., and they will spend long periods of time away from the company. So, they have their own little apothecary who's there who can extract their gene seed. I kind of stole that idea from the Iron Snakes. I know the Red Scorpions do it too, but that's not where I got the idea. But yeah, let's take a look at another guy who can point out some... Oh, back to the missile guy. These pouches right here are from the Phobos kill team. And I think I got one more with pouches on his chest. Here he is. This guy. That's actually just a regular-ass pouch. I didn't have the Phobos kill team when I built him. That's a Phobos kill team pouch. You'll also notice I shaved off a bunch of the Aquilas, or I shaved off part of the Aquilas on a bunch. Like this guy. He only has the skull from the middle, and this guy has nothing at all. Because if you look at like Firstborn kits, a bunch of them have really varied chest ornamentation, and I wanted to emulate that with these guys. Because while these guys are Primaris scale, I'm not actually going to have all of them be strictly Primaris. Some of them just got new armor. Also, there are 2 slightly different color schemes going on here. I don't know if you can really notice it, but this guy and this guy use different colors for their arms and legs. This guy is dark warm gray from Pro Acryl, shaded with Nuln Oil. And this guy is black gray from Vallejo Model Color with a recess shade of... I actually just took Model Color black and mixed in a fuckload of Lamian medium, and I used it as a recess shade. Not super evident on camera, more evident in real life. The eyes, I really like how originally the eyes were going to be red. I'm really glad I chose the green. This is pure white, and then I went over it with the old Citadel Hex Wraith Flame. I think the new one will work too. I think I've seen someone else do eyes with Hex Wraith Flame, and it looks very similar. But mine's the old one. I'm very glad I still got the old one, and it hasn't gone bad. The paint scheme on the body is actually Citadel Ushabti Bone, and then given a kind of a wash with a really thinned down Seraphim Sepia, almost like bringing the Seraphim Sepia even like all the way down to a glaze, not even like as thick as a shade. Really thin it down and just use it to stain the armor to give it that kind of aged bone look. But yeah, also the basing on these guys, I really upped my game on the basing. Let me get a better one. Actually, let's do the Sergeant. So, the basing, it looks very similar, except the ground is now brown instead of like warm black. I use more grass tufts on it now. Because, like, what I'll do is I'll get the guy on the base. Like, I'll paint the whole base, the brown. I'll paint the skull, etc. And then I'll glue him onto the base. And then I'll fit as many grass tufts as I can on it. Or as I can do without it looking weird. And then I'll put down the snow. It allows me to do a lot more, a lot quicker. Or it allows me to do a lot more without a fuckload of effort, you know? Oh, I'm just noticing those snow stains on the inside of his leg there. I'm going to have to fix that. But yeah, I'm really fucking excited for this chapter. They have 2 possible chapter badges. One of which, it'll just be the Nova Marines chapter badge. That's the fallback. But what I'm kind of hoping on at the moment is Pop Goes the Monkey is currently doing a homebrew chapter competition. And you submit a chapter badge, and on June 1st, he's going to select 3, him and a couple other people are going to select 3 finalists. And then those 3 finalists, everyone in their Discord is going to vote on who their favorite homebrew chapter is. She's back. Down. Down, child. Down. And then the winner of that will have an entire line of custom 3D bits made for your chapter. Chapter like 3D insignias to glue onto the shoulder pads, weapons, armor, backpacks, fucking vehicle kits, everything. And then also give you a $500 gift card so you can buy the shit he just made. So I have these guys entered in that, and I have a different chapter badge submitted for that. If these guys somehow win, that'll be the chapter badge. If they don't win, I'm going to go with the Nova Marines. But yeah. So, that's about all I really have for you guys today. I know I say that's all, but I'm like 14 minutes in almost. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm really happy with this chapter. I'm really happy with how they look. I'm going to be getting a lot more creative with my Marines from now on. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.